Hello, folks, and welcome to another weekly edition of our free newsletter. I've shifted the focus this week to precious metals, still including a look at the equity markets and Brent Crude. Um, Even when we aren't trading these other markets, I feel like it's a good, for me anyway, I want to know at least, thumbnail sketch where those other markets are at any given point. And so at least a weekly touch and bases, hey, what are the equity markets doing this week? But my passion is the precious metals, and so I've rearranged the newsletter a little bit this week to focus on the precious metals. So on the cover we have EMX royalty, and it's a U.S. listed stock. And so if you're interested in mining stocks and are limited to the U.S. indexes, EMX is one to consider. And then if you have access to the Canadian markets or over the counter, I suggest looking at Eli Gold. Um, and that's on the Canadian markets, or you can get it over the counter in the U.S. And so anyway, that's why we're here on this video, is looking at the weekly newsletter. Here's our chart of EMX, and of course we've got this big bullish, and yes, we are in the weekly time frame of EMX, and we've got this big bullish candlestick. Price closed almost at its high, almost at, doesn't matter all that much, 335. Yeah, no, price closed on the high, and so very bullish indication on that bar. Um, Let me throw volume in here right quick. And so we can see that, yeah, we're getting some volume, which of course that's what we want to see. Investors are accumulating. MACD is hinting at a new, don't have it yet, but hinting at a new buy signal. And we got lots of energy based on stochastics. Um, and so EMX is another one to consider in the royalty camp. I did a 22 or 23-minute video on EMX. It's on the YouTube channel. It's getting some good reviews. People seem to like that video, so you can go watch it on the channel. Um, I like the royalty and streaming model. I think it's the ideal way for businesses to mining businesses or precious metals businesses to participate in the secular gold bull market, and also believe that it's from the investor perspective, this is a lower risk. The streaming companies and the royalty companies, they are a lower risk way for investors to participate in the bull market. Um, so just something to consider. And let's move on. Here's gold. And so while we were enjoying our Christmas dinners and, getting ready for the new year and everything, gold kind of drifted higher and drifted up to just below 1900. And it's looking like it wants to at least get a serious test here, if not push through. And so we can see that momentum or energy is quite elevated based on stochastics. We've got MACD in bull mode, meaning that both indicators are above the zero level of the indicator. And of course on a buy signal. Um, when MACD is in bull mode, the in general, we can say that the trend is up. And so based on MACD at this point, the trend in gold is up. And I'm assuming my bullish bias that we're about to see a break above the top of this downtrending channel. And then in silver, same thing, kind of, while we were busy doing other stuff, silver drifted higher, and not only drifted higher, but rose above this 26 level. That's $26. And it appears that, very tentative at this point, but it appears that silver is establishing 26 as a support level. And of course, that would open up a push to 28.25 here as our next price target at the lower median line of this Andrews pitchfork. And let's see, the mining stocks, this is GDXJ. As the metals pushed higher, so did the mining stocks. And this is, let's see, that was 30th of December, and that's a nice bullish candle as price pushed above both the 50-day moving average and the top of this downtrending price channel. And then we got follow through on the 31st. And so we have a resistance level right overhead, and so we're going to see a test of that pretty quickly, and we'll get to see how GDXJ handles that test at that resistance level. We can see that we got some volume, on that breakout bar. We got some volume, which is that, of course, what we want to see. And let's see, SIL. So SIL is our proxy for the silver miners in particular. And yeah, same thing we're seeing in gold and GDXJ. It appears that price is basically gathering at the top, or in this case of SIL, a little bit above the top of this downtrending price channel. We've had this 4-month correction, and so it's reasonable to believe that the correction's going to end at some point, and the prior trend up is going to resume. And I'd suggest that that's what we're about to see here. And again, we got energy is high, MACD in bull mode and on a buy signal. So stocks are looking really nice. The dollar continues to be very, very weak. We had, we reached the lower median line of the shift pitchfork again last week. Got a little bounce from there, and then another test on the following trading session. This last candlestick, it's actually a bullish engulfing candle, which means the body of this candlestick fully engulfs or encompasses the body of the previous candlestick. And so, that's a bullish sign in Japanese candlestick terms. And then, of course, we have the potential for support at this lower median line again, like we saw a couple of weeks ago. And so potential for a relief rally from this level, along with the bullish engulfing candlestick. We got MACD on a buy signal from a relatively oversold level. No, or low energy, very, very low momentum, low energy, no indication that we're about to see a price rally in this vehicle. I'd point out that the dollar is getting squeezed at this point between the 50-day, resistance at the 50-day moving average and support at the lower median line of this fork. And so as price or the dollar gets squeezed, at some point it tends to make a decisive break in one direction or the other. So it wouldn't be surprising to see a strong break in one direction or the other pretty soon in the dollar. And let's see, so this is the yield on the 10-year Treasury note, and in our last trading session of 2020, we got sign of weakness as TNX broke below the lower median line of this modified shift pitchfork, which had been, multiple times this has been demonstrating support. And so this is a definite change in behavior to see TNX drop below that. Not only that support at the lower median line, but also support at the 20-day moving average. And of course, our next target becomes the 50-day moving average. Stochastic appears to be headed lower, as does MACD. So it would appear that we're going to interest rates are going to back off for a little bit, and we'll have to see. And of course, keep in mind, a pullback to really to negate this uptrend, we'd have to see TNX drop all the way back to the 200-day moving average and fail there. I mean, a drop to the 200 and a rebound, that would be just another indication that interest rates are on a serious uptrend. So anyway, interesting to watch. Let's take a quick spin through the equities. S&P 500, it's dealing with resistance at this median line, acting like it wants to go higher. Extremely overbought. I mean, there's our 200-day moving average way down there, prices way up here. The official definition of a Santa Claus rally, we get to count the first two trading sessions in the new year. And so we've got until January 5th before Santa Claus leaves town. The typical Santa Claus rally is only about 2%. Actually, it's less than 2%. And so the odds of getting a 3.8% rally to reach that target in two trading sessions, pretty darn low. But there it is. Let's see, in the Dow, same kind of story. Big move to get that target. And we want to keep in mind in our background picture, we've got the presidential inauguration in January. There's potential for a lot of turmoil around those events and related events. And so we need to keep in mind that these are extremely overbought markets, and a negative catalyst could take them quickly lower. And turmoil around the elections could be that catalyst. So just something to keep in mind. More of the same in Nasdaq. There's our next target. Very overbought. Brent, same thing. Very overbought. MACD on a sell signal, but price continues bumping along sideways above the 20-day moving average. So there you go, folks. That's the newsletter, the video version of the newsletter for the week, and I look forward to speaking with you again soon. Have a good one.